Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rad. And in tonight's live stream, we're gonna have a look at, I do have my calendar in front of me right now. So we're gonna have a look into Venus in Aquarius. And this transit starts a week from now on the 17th of January, 7:43 a.m. That is Eastern Standard Time. And I'm taking on it now that early. It is because in a span of just it's basically 17th, 18th, and 19th are days where there is something going on in the sky. We do have the Venus in Aquarius, which is on the 17th. On the 18th is the new moon in Capricorn. And then on the 19th, it's a new season, new astrological season, Sun in Aquarius. And then on the 20th, there is a Mercury going into Aquarius. So there is quite of a conjunction of astrological events, and pretty much there will be no dates for live streams for all of them at once. So I will have to skip one of them, probably the Mercury one. We're gonna see, but today I'm gonna tackle a Venus in Aquarius, and the cards which I drew for the collective reading are as follow. Now the first one, that will be the Tower card. You can examine them for yourself if you will from the thumbnail, but the first one, that is the Tower card. And what I failed to do is to tell you what is the time frame. So it's up until the 10th of February. This is a therefore this is a forecast as far as Venus goes, and the influence of Venus over us from 17th of January to the February 10th, 2026. And again, the first card which I drew for it, it's the Tower, followed by Four of Swords. This is the second card which I drew. And the last one, that will be the Two of Swords. So these are the three cards. And this is how the elemental dignity stays. Okay. The effect of Venus will vary a lot. Hello, News Devon, good morning. It will vary a lot. Truth be told, I don't like the transit if those cards are to be believed, because it will be, I don't know exactly how to say it in English, but it will be probably magnified. What I mean is that the worse I am, News Devon, I am, thank you, I hope you are well as well. The worse your or anyone's situation is, the harder that transit is going to hit us. And basically, for those of us who have no problems, they have everything pretty much sorted out, Venus in Aquarius almost is not gonna affect them in pretty much any way. It will be super negligible. But for those of us which are in a rough spot, regardless, career, relationship, it's just relating to anything we're trying to build up from the ground. Maybe some of us are trying to build a business from the ground, others relationship from the ground. Venus in Aquarius is going to put on a front row, right in front of our eyes, what are we doing wrong? Why things aren't working out, okay? Why For example, the business ain't lucrative. Why, for example, the relationships isn't working out, and so on and so forth. And these mistakes are going to be, the best term that I can use here is eye gouging. It's just, it will be something impossible to be ignored. I mean, reason why I'm working out is going to be impossible to be ignored. And there will be only one, this is what pisses me off, okay? There will be only one solution to the problem, starting from scratch. Everything all over again. In order that target to be completed, there is going to be a push in these, how much is it, 3 weeks? In these 3 weeks, to seek counseling with professional help, like medical doctors, like lawyers, like accountants, okay, like financial advisors, and so on and so forth, so we can find the proper measure, not to end up in the same loop that brought us here, that brought us in an ineffective path at the first place. And while this whole process is going to have a rather quite cleansing and quite nurturing effect on our lives, it will be very unpleasant one. It's kind of like it will be very discouraging process. And one other thing I want to say here, that is at least according to these cards, that is a transit which is going to be very impactful on one's health. And while I think everyone should do so, whenever you feel that there is something wrong with you, with your health, you should go to visit a specialist. Now this is a tenfold true. And especially don't beguile yourself into, whenever there is, for example, something is hurting you and stops literally out of nowhere, and you think you're cured, say, there is no reason to go and get myself checked out. Go and get yourself checked out anyway. Four of Swords, it's especially to the Tower, very tricky when it comes to health. It basically muffles the problem, but it doesn't make it go away. And with that Tower card, it may escalate in the future like there is no tomorrow. Now, that was the collective reading. There is going to be now 12 more, one for each star sign, and I'm going to run down the ecliptic, starting from Aries and ending with Pisces. And these are going to be generalized readings for the star signs, so you will have to use that information to apply it to your personal situation to obtain the clear insight. If you do want to have a personalized reading where your personal goals, situations, problems that you may be facing right now are to be examined through my tarot cards and have a reading on them, you can go to my website, which link you can find again in the description down below. And other than that, if you do enjoy the show and you do wish to support it, you can do so using Super Chat or a PayPal. And if decide to do so, you will have a personalized reading at the end of the stream. Should your donation carries no inquiry, then the personalized reading is going to be how Venus in Aquarius is going to affect you personally, divulging a most important event throughout this transit that is going to happen to you, and how this event is going to affect you. Just like Taco did. Taco, thank you for the $22.22. Thank you, Taco. And also News Devon, thank you for the £5. Thank you. Let me put you into the list, both of you, and you're gonna have a personalized reading at the end of the stream. Hey Gaia, welcome to the stream. Right. So first star sign that I'm gonna read for, that's gonna be Aries. You can, oops, my flimsy fingers. You can keep up what star sign I'm reading for through the glyph being displayed right there. Okay, so for Aries, that will be the Ten of Swords, Two of Wands, and Eight of Swords. Venus is going to, that transit of Venus is going to instill in you a sense of obligation. Like you can't pull back from a thing, even though you may want to. Not necessarily, but you may want to. However, because you're going to find yourself after 17th of January that you are sitting on a good accomplishments in certain department. That may be good accomplishments career-wise, good accomplishments relationship-wise, whatever. You're going to feel obliged to push forward. Even though, for example, your personal assessment may be that the resources ain't justifying the results, okay? Or maybe you have an assessment that there is a better thing for you to do. However, just the progress itself, again, to repeat, it will be enough to compel you to keep on forward with the enterprise. I can't make that choice for you whether it's going to be good or not. Only thing I can tell you, at least according to these cards, it is that if you further the progress or attempt to further the progress, bigger progress there should be as a result of that. And one thing you need to know about the whole thing here is that this decision is going to be pretty much final. There ain't gonna be going back from it. Like if you decide to stop there, you won't be able to resume it afterwards. If you decide to push forward, you won't be able to pull back from it from there on moving forward until you see it through to the very end. So it's going to be an event. It's going to be a situation that, based on your choice whether you should stay or go, or whether you should keep up with it or not, will lock you into that decision, and there is no revoking it afterwards. So these 3 weeks from 17th of January moving forward, you need to find yourself very how can I put it to words, a very decisive, and see the things for what they truly are, because this is how they're gonna present themselves to you. After 17th to 10th of February, if someone tells you, for example, that they don't like you, don't think that they're telling you just to piss you off. It's pretty much the truth. These are the 3 weeks where you will see the things for what they truly are, and you better believe them, because that is going to be the only way for you to make the most beneficial choice for yourself. Okay, next, that'll be Taurus. Those are the Taurus's cards. 7 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups. Now Venus, this transit of Venus will be quite fruitful for you, although you may not see it that way. The reason why you may not see it that way, Taurus, is because there will be a ceiling on what you can get from one thing or another, but in order to get to that ceiling or to extract the maximum possible from, say, your boss, from, say, a friend, from, say, an enterprise, you won't be required to invest more than you are actually going to get. So if you are reasonable throughout these 3 weeks, there is no way how you're going to end up being screwed or even feeling kind of being screwed. However, it's going to feel annoying because you won't be able to control how big of a ceiling that's going to be. And one of the examples that I like to give to my courses when I'm teaching tarot is, imagine the situation where you like someone, okay, and you have these properties of reading, but that person wants to be just a friend of yours. So there is the ceiling, friendship. If you give more than just a friendship, you won't get anything in return above the friendship. So just be friendly with the guy or with the woman, and that way you ain't gonna end up screwing yourself. So it will take a swallowing certain disappointments because of the reason that you won't be able to get as much as you may want from one thing or another, okay? And these swallowing of disappointments, like getting to terms with them, will allow you to accurately assess, this is what they're willing to get me, or to give me, I'm sorry, so that is what I am gonna get in order to get the giving, if you know what I mean. And just move on to the next thing. Now, that way, what will take place is that you will put enough resources everywhere so you can call almost every single endeavor that you're going to have in these 3 weeks kind of successful, profitable, for the lack of better word here. So don't overinvest. That is the simple guidance here from these cards. Pay attention to the details, plan carefully, prepare well, and give just as much as you are willing, as it is willing to be given to you, or as you can get from the enterprise at hand. One specific case here with these cards, it is that you can initiate a startup in these 3 weeks if that is something you are planning, and it will take a bit less resources than you are anticipating that is going to take. Right, next one, that will be Gemini. These are the cards for Gemini: 4 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, and Ace of Pentacles. Hello, Cinnamon Kiss. Welcome to the stream. Oh, Gemini. I don't know that word. Gnarly. What does that mean? What that means? I don't know what that word means. Cinnamon Kiss. Venus in Aquarius for you, Gemini. Wow, um, it will push you to get a lot of things done. And Venus in Gemini, if you think about it, if you care to think about it in a few months from now, you will recognize this transit as one of the important ones for you. A reason being is that throughout the transit, you're going to end up now, okay. You're going to end up attending very important details and aspects that are required for you to pretty much raise the level, increase the tier, uh, step into the next phase, if I may put it that way. But what is going to take is getting into certain dependencies. That may be dependencies with people, meaning, for example, business partnerships, being dependent on someone, or investors. Or you may need a favor, which puts you in a dependency from that person that you are dependent on giving back that favor. Taking a loan is also a type of a dependency. And this certainly wouldn't be the way you would want things to start off or to kick off, or whatever way you wanna call it here. And while I don't know, the target, probably should I say here, it will be a primary one for you. So that is something you would really want to accomplish, not just throughout this year, but in life in general. The process of getting there, at least throughout these 3 weeks, you wouldn't put much faith in it, because it won't be the one you believe should be taken at that point. However, again, through attending to these important details, important clients, for example, important moves, business maneuvers, intimate maneuvers, and whatnot, you will be able to make very good of yourself, and also for yourself, business-wise, and as well relationship-wise. Even though, again, that will put you in some kind of dependencies, and it's going to make you feel a bit uncomfortable. That's good, Cinnamon Kiss. That's very nice. I'm glad the reading gave you directions, and hopefully it will turn out well for you. All right, next one, Cancer. All right, these are the cards. Cancer, we do have a Knight of Cups, Page of Cups, and Three of Wands. Venus in Aquarius is going to relate you to someone. So basically, this planet in Aquarius is going to attract a specific individual, either to enter in your life or to become significant in your life. And what they are going to do is they are going to serve as example to you. this example is going to be something of a sort, or the conclusion that you're going to get from that example is going to go something of a sort of there is no matter the results you get, there is no point and they carry no worth whatsoever if those results aren't focused toward your goals and your dreams. And to make my points across here more clearly, okay, the result may be money, but if these are blood money, they will pretty much lose their worth for you, just for example. So it will matter how and through what you are getting the results, and also how challenging the whole process of accomplishing these results is going to be, because through the example of that person that is going to come about, pretty much you will see that there is always a way, and yours is not necessarily the best and the most happier, the most pleasant was the word that I was searching for here. So the most pleasant one to accomplish stuff around. So basically, that individual, by taking a certain part in your life, will show you that you can always change your ways. You can always adopt new concepts. You can always change positions, and that the details don't matter. What matters is the bigger picture. And once you realize that, then you are going to realize that there is also a quite of a how can I put it, towards a looming change on the horizon, which is a very positive one. But in order to get it, you have to basically work for your meal, if I may put it that way. So you will have to roll up your sleeves and do the necessary work, because in order to get or kind of like the change that is bringing up or that is coming up is deprived of chance. It does not belong to anyone by right, but it belongs to the ones who takes it. And in order to take it, you have to put the necessary efforts behind. And here is going to hit you the realization that you are throwing so much effort in a challenge that simply doesn't pay enough. So for you, also going to be a redirection, most likely, of a resources, of time, of skill, maybe of money as well, toward a better purpose that will fulfill a certain dream in your heart. Gaia, thank you for the $5. Thank you, Gaia. Okay. Let me put you into the list. Okay. Next one. That'll be Leo. Cinnamon Kiss, thank you for the £5. Thank you. That's I'm gonna answer that. Usually I don't take that kind of questions because they aim to make a choice for you, and that, I don't think that this is moral. You have to make your own choices. All right, Cancer. Those are your cards. Eight of Pentacles, the High Priest, the Hierophant. I'm sorry, and then it is the Chariot. Those three cards for Leo, not for Cancer. For Leo, got confused for a second. So these are cards for Leo. Again, Eight of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Chariot. It's a pretty easy read, and Venus in Aquarius is gonna clear up a path. Actually, it's not gonna clear up a path, but more like it's going to activate the one you have already set for being cleared through your name. Literally, what happens is that you had made a strong impression. You have made a strong impression into someone, a company, a business, a person, and Venus in Aquarius is going to activate that. It's gonna make these people or that person remind themselves for you, and it may go something of the of sorts of those lines. A big company, you have done work for them a couple of years ago, you did really good job, they didn't needed you back then, but now certainly they do have business that you are going to be a perfect fit for. Who is going to be the first person they think of? You. You may have crossed sites with a really nice lady if that's your preference, or really handsome guy if that's your preference. You really liked each other, you exchanged numbers, you went out on a coffee, but they were in a relationship back then. They aren't anymore, they feel lonely. Who is the first person they think of? You. So this is what Venus in Aquarius is going to pretty much activate for you. You laid down a very strong and solid foundation, and this foundation materializes into a productive enterprise that can be developed if you so please to do so, and it won't be even hard. You won't even break a sweat. And once the whole thing moves forward, the way that is going to move forward and all that is going to make you feel very proud of yourself, because pretty much, how can I put it to words? Imagine you wish to have a certain type of job or certain type of relationship. Well, at least at the start, your wishes are going to be fulfilled. And that's going to be the reason why you are going to be very proud, and you will be able to express oneself exactly as one is. Positively Blissful Music, thank you for the 20 US dollars. Thank you. Whatever I need to know about love. All right. Let me put you into the list. All right. Next, Virgo. All I want I just, truth be told, um, I don't have a good setup here, but when I go to the other place, which is gonna happen in the next few weeks, I will do it there. I've already bought the ingredients, so to speak, but because the trickiest thing about it, it's the milk, right? And here in my country, there are about a couple of brands of milk that are capable of performing, because it needs to have at least some shred of a real milk in it, and only a couple of brands does it here in Bulgaria. Okay, so yeah, I already bought the ingredients, and I am getting there. Okay, you will have the recipe. By the way, I just finished the last of the one of the portion I made a few days ago. So tomorrow probably I'm gonna make one more tray of ice cream. These are the cards: a page of pentacles, ace of swords, and seven of swords. So you gotta be very careful, uh, Virgo, in these 3 weeks. What will happen out there is that you will be involved in very wordful, for the lack of a better word, very wordful enterprise, a big project that pays very well, and an endeavor in your social circle that brings a lot of recognition, and so on and so forth. So it will basically, when you think about it, the whole thing, it will worth your while and then some more. And you need to be careful about it, because you won't be shared the whole truth of it. There will be some information, there will be some aspects and whatnot that are going to be kept hidden from you. If you knew them, you wouldn't involve yourself in it. And it will look like you are getting a big pie, a big portion of the whole thing, but actually what happens is that your efforts are going to be used in someone else's favor. So the best way how I can display it is that there is that guy or a woman, doesn't matter what kind of a gender the person is, but they involve you in their shit. You get paid very well, but they get paid tenfold your payment, and they wouldn't be paid without you a single penny. So you did the heavy lifting, you are happy of what you are getting paid, but you could have taken it all for yourself. And probably this is actually the information that you won't be shared with and that you wouldn't know about. And if you find out about it, you are going to end up very, very pissed off. Another specific case of these cards is that you do have a friend. That friend has feelings for you, but they are hiding it very, very well. And these 3 weeks are going to be weeks where you can spot who that friend is that has feelings for you by seeing how selfless they are towards you. Basically, they're going to put you first. And it will seem like a gesture of kindness, okay, like a gesture of kindness, but actually is because their feelings compel them to do so. They aren't special if you call real milk special, but it's just I'm going to show you how to recognize whether the milk is real or not. You know, I had my grandma and my grandfather. They had a ranch, maybe I should call it. You know, so they have watched out, and they had cows. And I know how to recognize real milk, and I know the taste of it as well. Many people don't. All right, Scorpio. Hello, Smee, or Esme. Uh, Gaia, there are no fresh farmers markets here in Bulgaria. Sometimes um, there are these old people, that are having a cow on their cottage and whatnot, and they are selling it as a black market. They are licensed to say it, to sell it, because, oh, it's Libra. Yeah, I'm sorry, Libra. So they don't have license to sell it, and here the regulations are very strict. Okay, very, very strict. And the population of that type of ingredients, it's kind of like it's diminishing every single day, because they got caught, they got sanctioned, and the only milk you can find is in the supermarkets. We don't have farmers here. Okay, one way how you can recognize whether it's a real milk or not, it's not a bulletproof one, but you can recognize it if you see the expiring period. If you have an expiring period more than 3 days, there is it's not real milk. Okay, the real milk spoils in 18 hours. If it is 100% pure milk, 18 hours, that's it. All right, Libra. Ace of Swords, Five of Wands, and the Hangman. These three cards. Just give me a second. Even if refrigerated, yes. It has to be refrigerated to spoil for 18 hours. Otherwise, 7 to 8 hours and it's done. And it's done for. Yeah. All right. It's Venus in Aquarius is going to manifest in conversations for you. Conversations which are gonna leave you stunned at first, because the topic, the subject, and how the conversation is going to turn out for you, it will be very unexpected. It will result in an opportunity, like an opportunity of a sort of, why me? There are so many more better qualified, say, people for that position. Why you want me to get it? Is there any catch in it? I could be, why do you want to date me, for example? Because there are better suited people for you. Why me? So this is what this is what is going to boil down to. The conversations are going to be about everything. right? Your boss may summon you in their chamber, whatever, and start talking to you that, times are changing, the business is changing, the demand is changing, and you need to change with it. So they have that opportunity for you, and you wait a second, I'm good where I am. Why you are talking that way to me? I mean, why do you want me to kind of like get involved into these risky businesses? Because it will feel very, very risky here, Libra. Now that I think of, say you go to the gym, you have a trainer, and the trainer introduces you with a new program, with a new supplement and whatnot. And why you are introducing it to me? Why not someone else, more professional, someone more professional and whatnot? Well, it's a good turnaround that you can make taking on that opportunity. And these conversations are going to be in the fields where you feel like you're failing, like you are going nowhere. So if you feel that way at work, you most definitely are going to be summoned by your boss and presented with an opportunity that is going to stun you at first. If you feel like you're going nowhere in your love life, then someone is going to talk with you about getting in together, improving your relationship, going out on a date, and so on and so forth. And it will be very wise from you to take on these opportunities, because what you're going to hear, although it may sound a bit hard to believe in, is going to be the simple, the cold, the naked, and the real truth. Well, yeah, it needs to be fat, and that is the bulletproof way how you can recognize that it's milk, because the milky fat, it behaves in a very kind of like awkward way. When you boil the milk, it creates a skin on the top of on the surface of the liquid. It basically creates a skin, and that is how you know that it's milk. Most of the brands that you can find here, they don't do anything. It's just you boil them and they boil like water. Yeah. Well, I hated it, to be honest, Gaia. All right, Scorpio. I don't like fat. It's just it's the texture of it. It's something that I can't handle. Maybe. All right, Scorpio. Those are the cards. Nine of Swords, the Empress, and the Chariot. I don't know what's gonna be what it is referring to, but Venus in Aquarius is going to make things much more complicated and harder for us. Okay, the business, the projects at work are gonna become harder and more complicated, more challenging, for a lack of better words. Here, the endeavors in our relationships are gonna become more difficult and more complicated. The situations, again, more sophisticated, and so on and so forth. And this is going to be a good period of 3 weeks where, if we can afford to put the brakes on. Like, go on a vacation, make a withdrawal, go on a retreat if you can afford that, in order to avoid negative consequences of these complications that are going to happen literally everywhere on all fronts. Will require well-found and balanced judgment in terms of how to approach the situation. And that assessment, that judgment can only be acquired through objective view. And in order to get an objective view, we need to withdraw from the midst of activities. We cannot make the objective assessment if we are in the midst of a fight with our spouse or in the midst of struggling at work, because we are going to end up being emotionally involved, and objectivity and emotional drive are two things that just don't go together. So as a Scorpio, we need to prepare for a rough transit of Venus that is going to affect us. And again, the best thing is if we can afford, the best thing we can do is if we can afford to get a bit of a break at that point. Yeah, also the color, the real one, it's yellowish. That skin, that cream that you're talking about, it's yellowish. Okay, next one, Sagittarius. If you're referring to me, Gaia, I don't know who these people are. Ooh. These are the cards for Sagittarius. Ridiculously good transit of Venus for you. I mean, really ridiculously good. So, apologize. Oh my God. I forget what it was for Scorpio. I just don't remember the readings. But pricing is basically what you gotta do, and is to make a distance from the complications. Just make a distance from the complications. Don't get involved yourself in complicated situations. That is for the rising. Thank you, Gaia. So, like I said, very good one for Aquarius. It involves connection, the least connection, the most partnership or relationship. Basically, there is a person involved that you do have something going on together. And I'm saying something because you can have so much more, and Venus in Aquarius is gonna trigger that so much more. Basically, you're gonna see that the time is ripe to initiate possibilities with that, to engage with possibilities with that person that are heretofore unexplored. And these possibilities are gonna turn out to be the freaking golden goose. for you, a possibilities which will allow you to make a leap into a further development of your romantic life, of your business life, of your social life, you name it. But basically, like I said, you will end up having the golden goose, figuratively speaking. All right, next, Capricorn. Well, Cinnamon Kiss, I was never an eater. Never an eater. Right now, I'm trying to gain some weight, and I'm trying to eat 3 times a day, and it's a real struggle. I usually eat only once a day. That's enough for me. I don't enjoy food in terms of like seeking different flavors. For me, food is all about survival. I eat to survive, and that's about it. Nothing more, nothing less. It's my Mars sign, it's Libra, I believe. All right, Capricorn, 4 of Swords, 7 of Wands, and the World. Oh, it's a good one. Oh, I'm betting on it as well. Yes, makes I am rising Aquarius also. So, yeah. Well, for the Capricorns, you are gonna learn something that let me pour a glass of water because I have my throat dry. I'm coming back in a second. All right. So it will be somewhat of a disturbing news, and it will be a news whether you have thought that you have dealt with an enemy, a rival, a competitor, and in Venus in Aquarius, you're going to learn that these people are planning to come back. Basically, they are planning to make things harder for you as well. Again, I'm sorry. You may think that you have dealt with that annoying coworker and they ain't gonna mess with you anymore, and you're gonna hear out that they are planning to kind of like undermine the project of yours. So you're gonna end up being forewarned, and the annoying part, the disturbing part of it is that it's the competition, the rivalry. It's not over, and it will be resumed. But you're gonna have the time to take the necessary measures, to talk with the necessary people, okay, and to basically kill the issue. All of you are going to have the opportunity to kill the issue before the issue even is risen. again, very important, especially for you Capricorns, having these cards to get your health under supervision, under control. If you think that there is something wrong with you, if you have suspicions about certain things, go get yourself checked in or checked out. I'm sorry, by a physician, by a medical doctor, whatever. But yeah, you will learn that trouble is coming, Capricorn. Trouble that has a name, but also that you do have time to kill that trouble, kill, figuratively speaking, that trouble before the trouble even gets some momentum. All right, next, Aquarius. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, Esme, I think we do have a saving grace here. Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and Five of Cups. It's I'm saying we because I'm rising Aquarius. It's about a bet we did, figuratively speaking, of course, and it's about a choice going with one person over another. That may involve a job, going with one employer over another, going with one friend over another, going with one family member over another, and so on and so forth. And Venus in Aquarius is gonna trigger a rare opportunity to use that person or to go along with that person and further our personal goal, accomplishing lucrative maneuvers or end slash end, developing harmoniously growing relationship with this person. And it will turn out that our bet was the correct one. So basically, Venus in Aquarius, for us, the Aquariuses, are gonna cash in the bet we placed. And it will be a pretty bloody good damn wonderful payback. Pisces. Well, I don't know, Pisces, Cinnamon Kiss. You're welcome, Esme. I think that I don't have an ego. If I do, it's a very small one. Basically, I don't mind and I don't pay attention. I don't literally care what people think of me and whether they consider me being a good in one thing or another. Okay, it's just I don't give a damn about people. if I'm not related to them in any way, if they don't have an influence in my life. Okay, so why would I care what someone that I see once in a couple of weeks, or I talk once in a month, think of my decision to do one thing or another, or has an assessment on my job or how I dress. I don't give a damn about their opinion, right? Or see, if my girlfriend has an opinion, then I give a damn. Or if my parents, or if people that are close to me. But other than that, I just don't care. So I never understood people that get ignited just because someone said something criticizing them. Let them criticize. It's not gonna hurt you in any way. It's not gonna influence your life in any way by being criticized. At the end of the day, it's democracy. He said, she said, it said, we all said. It's not about what you say, it's about what you can show in for it. These are the cards for Pisces: Queen of Swords, Five of Swords, and the Emperor. You don't have to deny your temper, just use it more constructively. ED, what is ED? All right, so Pisces, Venus in Aquarius is gonna make you, I don't know what is gonna happen beforehand, before the 17th of January, but throughout the transit, they will ask you to have mercy. They are gonna ask you to consider this and that, and you won't gonna care. You just won't gonna care, because for you, throughout Venus going through Aquarius, all that will matter is to get your things through, and you will be able to do so. You will become ruthless, you will become tenacious, and what is going to trigger that state of yours, it's an information you are going to obtain beforehand. So you're going to end up being forewarned about something that is coming and that is happening. And this is going to trigger that state for you. A state to get back control over your life, over your finances, over your intimacy, and drive it home, put it where it belongs. The consequences of this drive are not going to be yours to bear. Someone else is going to pay the bill that you are going to accumulate. So there is going to be definitely someone that will feel humiliated by your actions, betrayed by your actions, but all that will matter for you is that you're going to get your things done. And I think that you will end up feeling yourself pleased by the whole process of it. Okay, that was for the 12th. Now the super chat. Taco, your reading is going to be the last one, as per agreed. Well, this isn't about ego, Cinnamon Kiss. This isn't about ego. It's a mother's instincts, and it's not. It's about children in general, because children, they are defenseless. They can't protect themselves. So the one thing that I just can't condone, and I just can't give a, not condone, the word is not condoning, it's excuse. One thing that I can't excuse, it's violence being exercised on children. It's the most, it's, or animals as well. These are the two most disgusting things in the world, in my opinion. And people who does that, they don't deserve life. They don't respect life, therefore they don't deserve life. A bit harsh of a statement, but that's just what I think. All right, positive, blissful music. Let's see what you need to know about love. How Venus in Aquarius is gonna trigger, or what Venus in Aquarius is gonna trigger for you in term of love. Oh, okay. These are the cards. The High Priestess, the Hierophant, and the Magician. So I don't know what's going to be the occasion. The occasion may be an invitation to a party, it may be an invitation to a date or whatnot, but there is going to be an occasion in which positively blissful music, you will present yourself in a different light than the usual one. You will present yourself in a different image. Maybe an attire that is more extravagant than usual. Maybe, a makeup that it's a bit of a bit unusual for you. Maybe a behavior, maybe a presence that it's a bit unusual for you. But basically, you're gonna change about something about your presence. Okay, and this change will deliver big time. So you're gonna present yourself in a brand new light in front of somebody or in front of a society in these 3 weeks from 17th of January to February 10th. Bear in mind that social network, social media counts. You may put new photos at Facebook. You may put new photos on Instagram, something that is unusual for you, not the usual type of photos you're putting in. You will catch attention big time. It will deliver. And there is a very, I don't say these things usually, but there is a certainty that you will attract a person with a strong intentions for you. So if you do have a current relationship, you are off for a trouble, because that person is coming whether you like it or not. I mean, this attention is coming whether you like it or not. And if you like it, that's great. I mean, you seize it and you go along with it. But the only problem you are going to experience going along with it is that you had presented yourself with a brand new image and you need to maintain that image. You can't get back to your old self, which to you is going to be a bit of an issue and a bit of a problem. This potential of a future relationship will develop very slowly. It will go through friendship first. Friendship that builds mutual reliability, it builds mutual trust, and it will come time, few months from now, maybe a year from now, where you both are going to realize that you are missing each other. And that's going to be the moment where you're going to realize that you love each other. And that's going to be the moment where it will be a point of whether you make it or you break it for life. So that's what you need to know about your love when it comes to this transit and what Venus will trigger for you on the love stage. These 3 weeks from 17th of January to February 10th. Yeah, you're welcome. It is. It is a lovely read, but again, there is at least for me that's a huge issue. Okay, because if someone doesn't like me for who I am, then there is no point in going forward, and that is exactly what happens here. You will you will present yourself in a different light, and then you will have to maintain it, although you may have did it for the shits and giggles, but it will work. And now you can't go to your usual self if you want to maintain that contact, that relationship. Right? So it seems that the Lenormands hit the mark again. Okay, right. Pay attention then who tags you and kind of like tries to make contact with you on Instagram. It seems that that's where the place is going to be, where this image is going to deliver. All right, News Devon, we want to know, hold on a second. What do I need to know? Hey, Rocky, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the 28 Canadian. Thank you, Rocky. Let me put you into the list. Is it so bad getting a cat? I love cats. And it's never too late, Cinnamon Kiss. Those are the cards for you, Cinnamon. Not Cinnamon, but News Devon. Those are the cards. 10 of Cups with the Page of Swords. We are using Euro since January 1st. We had accepted the unified European currency of Euro. Otherwise, we had used BGNs, Bulgarian leva, beforehand. And actually, I spent my last BGNs today. All right, News Devon. What you need to know is that there is going to be that person, I don't know where, whether at work or maybe also in your social, in your social circle, which is gonna try to get to your nerves. They will try to create problems where there are none. All right. And again, it's important not to cave in under that pressure, not to answer those taunts which are going to be directed towards you. So basically, that person is going to try to get in a conflict with you by raising an issue that is not an issue at all. And the best thing you can do is just ignore them. That is what you need to know. If you do ignore that person, then you're going to have a pretty nice time going forward in the next few days, where other than them, you will have no problems at all. So the only thing you gotta do is pay them no mind. Like you haven't heard anything. All right, Gaia, S or T would be the better teacher for me. This card is for S, this card is for T, definitely T. Definitely T would be the better teacher. It will be harsher. It will feel like, it's kind of like terrorizing you or anything like that. I don't know how to explain it, but it will feel sturdy. It's austere is the word that I was searching for. So it's going to be very austere or austere. Which pronunciation is right? I'm going to use the austere. So it's going to be very austere, but in the same time, it will deliver the right information to you and the right methods and basically the right approach that you will need to put the work behind, but you are gonna get stern. Maybe, yeah, stern works as well. So it will be very stern, but also very fair, obviously with the justice card. And the methods, the information, everything is going to hit the mark if you are putting the work behind. The other one, it will have a very friendly approach, but you can't expect to learn much. It's more as it's more of a show with him. All right, Cinnamon Kiss. What industry of a job is best for me? I have to use the Lenormand cards. Austere, all right. These are the Lenormand cards for you. My best guess, it's medical secretary, like the one that does the paperwork in a medical doctor cabinet or something like that. Other than this, involving documents, signing, performing documents, at desk work, or work on a desk. That would be the best type of work, the best industry for you. And last but not least, Rocky. Yeah, medical transcript. Oh yeah, and taco after that. Sorry about that, taco. You're welcome, Gaia. Oops. Yeah, it could be insurances as well. So these are your cards, Rocky. We do have Two of Cups, Four of Cups, and Two of Swords. Mm, it's about the business partnership. Venus in Aquarius will make a collaboration to work, a collaboration to be very successful and to bring business, to bring job, to bring work. And this is going to be a new collaboration or a new form of collaboration with a person that you already are having or had a collaboration beforehand. But this is going to be like a new niche, new venue under which you can basically be successful and of course make kind of like make some money. The potential of it is not going to be certain at the start. So what I do expect is to start slow, but in the process of going forward in the next few months, things to get better and better with that business collaboration that is going to take place throughout the Venus in Aquarius, or that you're going to have a chance to establish throughout the period Venus in Aquarius. Other than that, the period is going to be rather quite quiet for you. It's just everything is going to run the way it runs up until this moment. Aside from the relationships and the partnerships you have, they will quiet down, and the usual suspects, which are basically meddling with your affairs for one or another reason, are going to stop meddling with your affairs, and you will basically have at least 3 weeks of peace and comfort to sort your things out and to make them exactly the way you find comfortable and peaceful for yourself. Should you be looking for new romantic venture, very likely that within these 3 weeks, someone will appear that will be willing to try it out with you. All right, and now, last but not least, Taco. You're welcome, Rocky. All right, Taco, these are your Lenormand cards. They speak about arrangement concerning real estate. Basically, you are gonna come to terms with the other side, that's the other side of authority that relates to a real estate question, situation, dispute, etc. And what is going to come out of it is those tarot cards. So what is going to come out of it, it is that you can further a goal you are relating to that real estate. Maybe you do have a goal to sell a real estate which is blocked of selling, but you're going to come to terms with the side that is blocking you of selling that real estate, and now you can start initiating this this goal of yours. That is just a conjecture here that I'm saying. But bottom line is that now you can start making plans on the basis of this this arrangement that is concerning a real estate for you or of you, and drive it home little by little. And I'm saying little by little because it's very important not to rush it. There will be few, how can I put it towards, few instances in which you can basically rush that that situation forward and say, sell the real estate if that's what your goal or what your aim is on the prima vista, get the money, and it will turn out that it was a really bad deal. So it's important to wait the necessary time out, take it step by step, little by little, and also trust the people that are closest to you with their advice, because there are going to be those that will try to guide you through this endeavor and through this enterprise. But I think that you are off, Venus in Aquarius is off to trigger a very lucrative start for you coming to fruition through getting into terms about with authority about a real estate that's you're gonna have a part of, or is going to be entirely yours. I don't know exactly how it's gonna turn out, but definitely you're gonna have one more asset to rely on after that transit. Give me a second, Gaia. On the 15th, I will be on the 15th, and then on the 18th. I'm live every Thursday and every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. These are my live schedule. This is my live schedule. Going live every week, twice, Thursday and Sunday at 8 p.m. Could be, but again, it's going to be coming to terms, so it will be it will have conditions with it. It will require from you to make a certain commitment. All right, people. This is gonna do it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your generosity. And hopefully we're gonna see each other on the 15th, which happens to be Thursday again. At that live stream, I am going to do, hold on a second here, the new moon in Capricorn. And again, hopefully we're gonna see each other then. Until then, bye.